I am William Shatner, actor, equestrian, and all-around freak show!
Why don't you do that again in Shatner's voice?
Dude, I know it sucks. Just roll with it.
Fucking really sucks.
Do your fucking line.
I am Godzilla, king of monsters and awesome friend of Matthew Broderick. What are you doing?
I'm chewing the scenery. It's what I do. Godzilla, king of monsters, I would like to call you friend as well.
I would be honored to call you friend, Bill. May I call you Bill?
Do not call me Bill. Now take my hand in friendship, monster. What the fuck was that? Oh, that was your monster.
That's
okay.
the Godzilla.
Curse your inevitable but sudden betrayal.
What a dick.
Guys, you know the red light's on, right?
Oh. Last time a lady said that to me, it cost me $200 in the trip to the clinic. Welcome in to the first episode, the post-holiday episode of The Idol Effect. I'm Jer White.
I'm Chuck Ellis.
He swears he's Chuck Ellis, but I don't know that he actually is. Anyways, on The Idol Effect, we basically talk about whatever we feel like, because we paid for this fucking equipment, we're going to use it. Let's jump right in, shall we?
Woohoo! It's Christmas time. We did it. We made it to the holiday show. I didn't think it was going to happen, but we pulled it off, and here we are, our holiday special.
Only a week late.
Post holidays, of course, but I love the holidays, and I'm not one to. Everybody prepares for it. They gear up right after Halloween. The Christmas creep comes earlier and earlier, and they're decorating, and it's this big thing, and then it's like, boom, it's done. And I'm not the one to just let it go that quick. I don't like. It's kind of like the Baltimore Colts leaving it and heading to wherever they went. Indianapolis?
Dude, that was 40 fucking years ago.
It's like overnight, Christmas is over, and I'm not happy with that. I like to keep it going. So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
It's the holiday season.
Happy New Year, absolutely. I think you just wanted to wear that fucking hat.
Yeah, and I wanted to see you in that one.
Yeah, I know. More than you should, actually. So, let's jump in with the topic that I think just screams of the holidays.
Okay.
It does for me anyway. It speaks to me about the holidays.
Right, good.
And of course, I'm talking about lesbian sex. Or, more to the point, how do lesbians know when they're done having sex? Do you know how do they tell when they're done?
Well, I happen to be an expert.
I knew you were.
In other things, but not this.
Okay.
I would have to guess that they probably scream it out. They say they're done. They
audibly actually say, "I'm fucking done."
Don't you?
I don't know. And then when you throw in the...
I'm fucking done. I am fucking done.
Well, if you're one of those butchy ones that wear the fucking comfortable shoes, I'm fucking done.
I'm out of here.
Okay. But I'm going with the petite ones because those are fun to look at. But when you throw in also the added factor of the supposed, and I'm doing air quotes here, multiple orgasms, which I kind of treat like the Loch Ness Monster and aliens until I fucking see one. I don't believe they actually exist. But let's go with the premise that they do actually exist. So they can have more than one. They can have many. So how do you know, how do they know when to stop? How do they know when enough is enough? When you can just keep going? I mean, do they just get plumb tuckered out?
That might be it.
Do you treat your significant other like the bartender at the local tavern and say, you know what, after 3 or 4 orgasms, I start getting a little fucking loopy. You need to cut me off.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Not that I need to. I'm not a lesbian, but these are the things I think about when I'm sitting around. That's why they call it the idle effect.
Right.
When we're sitting around with nothing to do, this is the shit we think about. My question is, actually, no, more of a statement. When me and my wife are together, and she's going to get pissed in about 9, 8, 7, it's coming. We know when we're done. We're done when I'm done.
Right.
And when I'm done,
needless to say.
And when I'm done, there's no mistaking it that I'm done, because it's an actual audible sound. It's like the train when the wheels lock up on the train,
Yes.
and you hear that screeching, fucking horrible high pitched noise. You actually hear that in our bedroom when I finish. It's just, it's done.
Last stop,
Cuckoosville. Last stop, Orgasm Town. I'm off. But another way I can tell too is I'll get that look. She'll give me that roll of the eyes look, with usually accompanied by a again. That's also a sure sign that we're done. But anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on this. So you have no answer for me. So we're gonna move on. Obviously,
yeah. I'd love to say I will research this. By next episode, assuming there is one. I'm gonna should have something for you.
There'll be one.
I'll maybe be the man on the street, and if I
heard you're already the man on the street on many streets actually.
But I'm sure it's much like you said, that it's the bar thing. Like they check please, or I'm gonna settle,
check please.
I'm gonna settle up, or close out. I'm gonna close out and
So this is a segment that I'd like to call, and it probably only lasts one episode because it's kind of setting the bar low, but we call this segment Jer's Public Restroom Memoirs.
Right.
I've had a few...
Very festive.
Yeah, well, once again, public restrooms scream the holidays to me.
They do. Yeah.
I've had a few incidents over the last few weeks in public restrooms that I feel need to be touched on. Maybe not physically touched on. It's a little fucking nasty, but for instance, a few weeks ago, public restroom, I don't remember which place I was in. I walk in, there are several stalls, all of them full of fucking guys, and all of them, to a man.
Each stall full of guys.
Full of guys. Try to keep
several.
Are you getting an erection? 'Cause I think, not that I was looking, but I think I see an erection. Now I am looking. Fuck. Okay, never mind. Each stall full of guys, and to a man, they were all,
yeah.
And I mean, I know they're just taking a shit, but am I doing it wrong? Do I not shit right? Because when I do it, it doesn't feel like that to me. I mean, these guys are, they're in Pleasureville, and I'm not getting it.
Apparently they're
doing
I'm
missing out.
Yeah, you're doing it wrong, and they're doing it oh so right.
Then who do I speak to about doing? Because it's something I do every day, and if I can have that much fun, I want to get in on this.
Did you consider consulting maybe one of them? Like, hey, knock, knock, knock. Excuse me.
I thought about it. There were these little holes cut in the side.
Maybe you could shadow him and see every little move he makes. See what what it is that.
I don't think I want to know.
Maybe it's just a twist to the left. A shimmy to the right.
A twist. Yeah, maybe. Another issue I had. The theater the other night. We went and saw The Wall. We went and saw The Wall at the theater late.
Right. Roger Waters' The Wall did, for those who are not familiar with the album.
Who the fuck is not familiar with
the band
Wall?
Pink Floyd? Roger Waters did a live Wall Fathom event, so shown in theaters around the world, or around the country,
and more to the point, in our fucking little neighborhood.
And right.
So we get out of that show. It's late, and I walk into the restroom, and
there's Roger Waters.
And there's Roger Waters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I should have asked him.
Mother, do you think I'll drop the bomb?
Oh God. Really?
I did.
You went there. Drop the bomb.
Mother, way to tear your little boy's ass apart.
Oh my.
I'm still working on them.
We're gonna get sued. You're gonna get us fucking sued.
If Roger Waters wants to sue us, badge of honor. If we get sued for or accused of racism or blackmail, or if somebody wants to sue us for singing a song,
it means someone's listening, right?
Somebody out there listened.
There you go.
And that's. I'll take it. I'll take it.
I've heard that about you. That you will take it.
I'll take it.
And just keep taking it. The line is long and distinguished. So I walk in to the restroom, and there's 17, 18 fucking urinals all lined up in a row. So I go to the first or second one, pull in, park, do my thing. Some jackass walks in, some 50-year-old bald. Oh, that sounds like me. some other 50-year-old bald-headed jackass walks in and picks the urinal right next to mine.
Right.
To start, unloading his biz, and I'm like, fuck, dude. But you can't look over, because if you look over, then you're automatically gay. So it's hard to...
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. If that's your thing, But that was me sucking a dick.
I got it.
Okay. My impersonation of me sucking a dick is as bad as my Kirk impersonation. So, that's me getting you off gay people.
To the beam up.
Yeah, to the beam up, please. But you can't
Who can't resist that?
Probably most gay men probably can resist that. But probably not.
You're safe. You're safe.
You're safe. Yeah, I think I can walk the streets of Gay Town and my asshole will be unmolested. But you can't turn bitch to this guy, because if you turn him bitch, then you're making eye contact, and that's a big no-no.
Right.
Almost as big a no-no as pissing fucking next to me, and there's 18 other stalls.
Yeah.
I feel better now that I've griped about that. I do.
Some people don't. There's no proper bathroom etiquette with some people. I feel the same. There's 3 urinals at work. One of them's the small one, so that's on the end. So I tend to go to the end one, the small one, because I figure, all right, that one's taken, because nobody likes to take that one. So if I go to the one on the far right, the high one, then somebody's going to go right up in the middle.
You piss in the high one?
Yeah,
you're like 5 foot nothing. How do you piss in the high one?
Well, I got it.
Do you bring a chair?
I got to, I got to kind of pull myself up a little bit and get up in there. But
yeah, okay.
You know what I remember? Speaking of, I saw this one time. And I thought it was I thought it was brilliant, and I was maybe a teenager when I saw it. Inside the urinal, those little pads, those little rubber pads that are down there.
Pads? Oh, you mean the urinal cake?
Well, under the cake.
Oh.
Cake.
The pad under the cake.
I don't know whose idea was it to call it a cake.
It wasn't mine. It wasn't my idea.
But there was a pad, and it was a target. It had a little target, like, with holes in it. So you kind of... it was like a little game. You could play target practice, and I thought that was brilliant. And not that I did it, I just ignored it and didn't try for a bullseye or anything like that. But I would think other people might have fun with that. But I never saw it again. I thought maybe.
And that's a perfect and yet also unplanned segue into my last public restroom gripe.
Oh, there's another.
There is another, because 2 is never enough when it comes to restroom fucking humor.
It's always it's
in 3s.
Just,
like famous people dying.
Famous people dying.
And restroom stories. They all come in 3s. Once again, public restroom. This time, I always wear long pants, but I had to rush out in a hurry this time, so I threw on shorts.
Right.
Went out to, I don't remember where it was. Using the public restroom, because I seem to just do that a ton.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's all I ever do. I start to take a piss in the urinal, and I notice that I'm just splashing all over my legs. And no matter where, I on the back, I piss on the back, I piss on the sides, I piss on the cake, on the pad. Any part I piss on, and it's still just splashing all over my legs. So it occurred to me that apparently I've been pissing on myself for 30 or 40 years now.
Yeah.
So I took the only course I knew to take to fix that problem. I just went back to wearing long pants.
Right.
I don't know if that fixes it totally, but it fixes it for me.
Well, hence the target. I mean, that's. I don't know if I've had that. Maybe I just have always been in the bathroom with pants on myself, because I don't know if I've ever. Yeah, no, I've splashed myself. I have. Yeah.
Don't say you haven't, because you're a fucking liar if you say you haven't. So I guess this leads right into our poll question. We have a poll question, folks.
It's a poll question
for both of you. Are you ready? Are you listening? Okay, good. Our poll question.
Mom, get close. Listen, there's
people we paid.
Yeah.
Okay, pay attention. Write this down. The poll question is: how much money would it take? And I'm talking, quarters, dimes, nickels, dollars, 5, 10, 100, whatever. How much would it take for you to pick up this said money off the floor of a nasty public bathroom? And I don't mean like, the coffee house in the morning first thing, they just cleaned it. It's,
Yeah.
I'm talking like Comic-Con day 3, after every fat fuck has gone in there, who was in his cosplay shit all day and just sweaty, gross, and some people hit the toilet, some people didn't. There's just as much shit outside the toilet as there is in.
Right.
There's money in all that. There's money wafting.
There's money to be had.
There's money to be had floating in that. Whatever. Yeah. What does it take? How much? How much for you?
How much for me?
Yeah, how much for you? A quarter, I know.
So
Don't lie. You fucking cheap bastard.
I was just yeah. I probably well, because you got a sink there. You got sink and soap right there. You can immediately go for that quarter. Go
Wow, really?
right to the. Well,
I was trying to be funny, but really a quarter? Okay.
This is Comic-Con. Well, I'm in Comic-Con terms where sandwiches are $15 for a ham sandwich, and
which makes the quarter even less money.
Right, that's true.
A place
it's
where
less
a
value.
quarter's worth nothing.
What are you going to do with that?
Apparently, if it's you, you're going to pick it up and then go wash your hands thoroughly.
Quarters have always been the standard. Like, you can pass up a dime, you can pass up a nickel, but if you walk away from a quarter, you're gonna lose sleep. You're gonna be thinking about that quarter.
Easy, Goldstein. Fucking whatever. Really? Lose sleep?
Gold.
Wow. Okay, Goldberg.
I don't know.
This is not.
What are you implying?
This is not the post Hanukkah special.
Oh, God.
All right. Well. Anyways, let's give out the contact info. Otherwise, they can't take the poll question if they don't know how the fuck to answer.
Okay, what's the contact info?
There's actually quite a bit. There's the email, which is idleeffect@yahoo.com.
Hopefully Mom knows how to use an email by now.
Not unless I go over and show her.
Oh!
Stop it. There is
be a lot of that,
website, which is idleeffect.podbean.com.
Right.
We're also on YouTube. Just search Idle Effect on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, all that happy stuff. We're coming soon to iTunes. Not there yet because I'm fucking lazy, but I'll get to it. And then
you can also send us smoke signals. There's smoke signals and can on a string.
Can you read a smoke signal? Besides looking and saying, "Hey, something's on fucking fire." Besides
that's
that,
about the extent of it.
Okay.
Yeah. But getting back to the holiday season, which is
you're a holiday whore, dude.
I was curious. What did you do? What did you do over the holidays, Christmas time? What did you do? Anything special? You watch any Christmas movies? What's your favorite Christmas movie or movies to watch? What do you sit down and really just
favorite?
Yeah. What gets that festive merriment just really going, just really stewing in there?
I have to say Chud. Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers. When I watch that, my heart grows 6 times that day.
Well,
but seriously, Scrooged. I like Scrooged.
Scrooged with Bill Murray, a classic. Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
Christmas Vacation, Chevy Chase.
Christmas Vacation.
What is it? What's the one Christmas story? What's the one where the kid goes out and licks the pole?
Oh, yeah.
Which now has gay overtones to it, but he does lick a pole.
Licking pole. Why? What's the overtone?
I don't know, but because he went outside and licked a pole.
Oh, okay.
If you lick pole these days, yeah.
Anything else?
Nothing jumps to mind.
Because you had asked me once if a certain movie qualified as a Christmas movie.
Oh, you like Die Hard?
Die Hard, yeah.
Lethal Weapon, and
right.
Yeah.
Well,
and they do.
Do they?
Regardless of what you're about to say, yes, they do.
Are you sure about it?
I'm sure. Plus, I don't care.
Okay.
So,
well, I would say you're right. I'd say Die Hard qualifies as a Christmas movie, probably more so than It's a Wonderful Life. Yes.
Is that the Rosebud one, or
no? That's
that's Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane. Yeah. Rosebud.
Wonderful Life is
the Jimmy Stewart. Merry Christmas, Bedford Falls. Merry Zuzu. Have you seen it?
I've never seen that.
You haven't.
But then again, I've never seen Wizard of Oz either.
I thought not. I thought you hadn't seen it.
You thought not.
So I wrote down a brief synopsis.
Oh, good.
And I wanted to just share. Well, okay, Die Hard. Let's go back to Die Hard. Everybody knows. You know the synopsis of that. It.
What's a synopsis?
The plot.
Oh.
It. Okay, Die Hard. New York City policeman John McClane is visiting his estranged wife and 2 daughters on Christmas Eve. Key point there, key phrase, Christmas Eve. He joins her at a holiday party in the headquarters of the Japanese-owned business she works for. But the festivities are interrupted by a group of terrorists who take over the exclusive high-rise and everyone in it. Very soon, McClane realizes that there's no one to save the hostages but him on Christmas Eve. Now that's Die Hard. We know.
It boggles my mind that you actually did research.
I did, well, you know, this is off the top of my head. But this is the best I can remember. Now, It's a Wonderful Life. So you're not familiar with that one?
No.
Too much. Okay. No. Well, think about It's a Wonderful Life. It's the definitive Christmas movie, or it's right up there. It's in the top 5. Everybody sees that.
Better than Chud.
Even more so than Chud. Just it squeaks by, but it's in there. Now, briefly on It's a Wonderful Life, Jimmy Stewart plays George Bailey.
You did say briefly. I heard that part.
George Bailey, you know, hey Mary, you know him, Jimmy Stewart, familiar with him, right?
You just wanted an excuse to do that fucking sad impression. That's what this is all about, isn't it?
Now,
you thought my Shatner was bad.
Okay, George Bailey has spent his entire life, there's a key phrase there, entire life, giving of himself to people of Bedford Falls. He's always longed to travel, but never had the opportunity in order to prevent Rich Skinflint, Mr. Potter, the villain of It's a Wonderful Life.
Rich what?
Skinflint.
What the fuck is Skinflint?
It must be a term for, he's a bastard in this movie.
Oh,
Mr. Potter's the villain.
So in the old days, if you were a prick, you were a Skinflint.
Yeah, that Bailey building and loan, I'm gonna close it. You know, he's that guy. He's always out to get
I was
George
feeling that
Bailey.
right there. I was feeling that. Okay.
And Merry New Year to you in jail. That's a quote from the movie, sort of. Anyway,
sort of.
Mr. Potter wants to take over the entire town. The first hour and a half of this movie is George's. It's 30 years. It's not Christmas. It's 30 years. I mean, granted, it's a 2.5 hour movie roughly. But this movie takes place over the span, and now it starts when he's about 10 years old, and it is winter, so there is snow. So I give you that. It could have been Christmas right at the very beginning. But basically it shows how this guy he's got to stay in town and keep this guy from taking over the town. He can't go travel, he can't see the world. And it's not until the hour and 35-minute mark, roughly.
It feels like it.
That Christmas comes into play. So, it's a very touching film, and basically it's Christmas Eve. He wishes he wasn't alive. Everything would have been better.
I know the feeling.
And he goes after he wishes he wishes he had never been born. An angel is sent to Earth to make George's wish come true. George starts to realize how many lives he's changed and impacted, and how they would be different if he were never there. One side note, Nick, the bartender in It's a Wonderful Life,
Nick?
played by the actor, what's his name? Leonard. Sheldon Leonard. Oh. Yeah. He's hey, why do you keep calling me Nick? Hey, hit me, I'm giving out wings. It's the voice of, I think it's where they got Cameron from Ferris Bueller's. I think he's doing a Sheldon Leonard impersonation when he's, and another thing, Rooney, I should say you do. You know that guy, but...
yeah, I've seen the movie.
Mind your P's and Q's, Buster. Pardon my French, but you're an asshole. I always wondered what voice is that. You know, it's familiar. It's Sheldon Leonard. Point being, yes, Die Hard is very much a Christmas movie because it takes place... Well, it's a Christmas Eve movie, therefore a Christmas movie. It's a Wonderful Life. You spend an hour and a half on basically his life. And then you get some Christmas at the end. A little bit of Christmas, a little bit of... Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
I feel like I need to grade you on this.
Please. I already know. I already know needs improvement. But...
No.
Yep.
I'll grade that later.
But anyway, It's a Wonderful Life. Having said all that, love it. My favorite Christmas movie. Watch it every year. But not really a Christmas movie, I wouldn't say.
It's not as good as the Peanuts.
The Peanuts? The
Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh, yeah. That's a classic.
That sucks balls compared to the Peanuts.
Does it? Yeah. Well, yeah. It's there's a little more to it. I could read a little more on, and maybe
not if you want to live.
So, all right. Well, okay. Christmas songs. Any come to mind? Any favorites?
All About the Bass.
That one's
Does that count?
That one's good. Yeah. That was all about the bass.
I didn't ask you to sing it. I just threw it out there. Christmas songs. Anything Perry Como? Did Perry Como do Christmas?
Yeah. Perry Como. Those are the best ones. Perry Como. Andy Williams.
What are we, fucking 90?
Frank Frosty the Snowman. I don't know. The one that hits me, the one that gets me is the Jackson 5, I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. There's a line in that where he's, Michael is like, I did see Mama kissing Santa Claus, and I'm going to tell my daddy. And I'm always wondering.
As if he knew who Daddy was.
Well, in this case, we know it's Joe.
Oh, okay.
And
usually that's not the case, right? From what I understand, anyway.
Anyway, it's Joe, and I'm thinking maybe Joe made him put that in just to put fear in Mommy, like when Mommy heard it. It's like, I'm going to tell my daddy. Because my first thought is, Michael, what are you doing? Ixnay. No. Yeah, but
shouldn't that be, I'm going to tell my daddy.
Yeah.
So, my Michael is better than your Michael, so fuck you. I just fucked you right there, standing.
There we go.
You
there
and
it
Michael.
Is. Well, the impression. I'm working heavily on the impression thing.
Keep working.
My problem is I'll start with something, and it'll start out sounding okay, but if I don't keep my mind on who I'm doing, it becomes somebody else.
If you don't keep your mind on who you're doing,
it becomes somebody else.
That sounds like a problem for you and your girlfriend.
So if I start out, say, with Sammy Davis Jr., I sound okay. I sound somewhat like Sammy, but then it slowly becomes Charles Nelson Riley, and then it becomes
Charles Nelson Riley,
JFK, and then ultimately it's like Michael Caine, and it's you're probably wondering what that. You want an example?
So at some point in that ladder, it goes to Match Game and HR Puffin stuff.
Exactly, to the president, to one of our most respected English American actors.
That's quite the trip.
Yeah. So
I have a question for you.
You okay? That's the Nelson Riley.
I followed that one. I got that one. So have you ever been cleaning your keyboard on your computer? And
no.
You don't want...
I'd stop you right there. No.
So your keyboard's just a gummy, fucked
up,
nasty,
it's a dust bowl. It's
slooged on mess.
It's the 1,000 palms of keyboards.
Only people who live in this area are going to know what that reference means.
Oh yeah, to our fans,
nationwide audience.
Nationwide, we're in Southern California, and Thousand Palms is a town just off the freeway, where I call home right now. So I can say, I'm free to say, I can say it's...
But you're never there.
Well, my mail goes
property there.
My mail goes there.
You don't spend any time there.
It's somewhat of a dust bowl. But I live there, so I'm free to say that. And I have friends.
Is that in the charter?
Right.
Or what? If you own property in Thousand Palms, you can talk shit about it.
I don't think there's a charter. I don't think there's a council. There's a Circle K and there's an In-N-Out though. So that was actually, if you've traveled through the desert, you've probably stopped if you've traveled through our area, you've stopped there because In-N-Out's there, and everybody gauges things by the In-N-Out.
You're talking about,
if you know what I mean.
You're talking about your mom or the restaurant?
Well, my mom's probably listening. We should probably put a not a moratorium, but a
Chuck's mom is
put maybe what would you call it? A governor on the mountain. Use it when it's really, really,
funny.
Yeah. Which
always
that might
funny.
Cut it out. That might.
It's always funny. Hi, Mom. I love you.
Having said that, your mom looked hot last night.
Really?
So,
which part?
It's going down. So
anyways, so you've never never cleaned your keyboard ever.
I probably blew on it. I've probably cleaned it. I go ahead and I'll tell you if I can relate.
It's not really important whether you have or not. It's just that I'm trying to get to the punch and you're fucking with me. Okay, so because I cleaned my keyboard the other night and didn't turn my computer off, and by the time I was done, it turns out I'd ordered like a mail-order bride from the Philippines and like 38 gallons of fucking hemorrhoid cream. So what I'm saying to you, public service, don't turn your computer off when you clean your keyboard, otherwise.
Unless
or learn how to speak Filipino.
Unless maybe you want a Filipino mail-order bride and you need that much hemorrhoid cream.
My wife, say hi, honey.
Hi, honey.
Ba-boom, bazinga. That's why she makes the big bucks.
That is. How much do you make, by the way? You want to share that? You want to?
Not enough for what I do. Yes.
So, honey, since you're
now
here,
even less.
Yes, now even less.
Since you're here, I might as well ask you. You're familiar with Hawkeye? Hawkeye from the Avengers Hawkeye.
Oh, yes,
Okay, so let's say you were Hawkeye's wife. Okay, let's
Laura
pretend.
Barton, we mean, right?
Laura Barton, wow, very good.
Linda Cardellini of Freaks and Geeks.
Because since this is supposedly a geeky podcast, I figured at some point we
probably
might want to get
about
to actual geek shit, which is about what, half an hour in.
Right. Yeah. And,
okay,
and why not just hit it hard, go for the gusto, and as my grandfather used to say, and talk about the most important Avengers wife, Hawkeye.
That just went fucking nowhere, dude. That just went nowhere and crashed and burned. But, bless you for staying with it all the way to the end. You weren't getting off that fucking train.
Well, luckily with the miracle of editing, nobody will ever know.
Oh, we're not editing anything. Every time you suck, it's going to be out there. You're kidding yourself. So I'm thinking to myself, if you're Hawkeye's wife, since Hawkeye, of course, never misses, right? That's his thing, right? It's his gig. He doesn't miss.
Hence the name and
hence the name Hawkeye. So if he's hitting that shit, she's got to be just coming hard every time because he's hitting that G spot like it's fucking like there's no tomorrow, right? Just boom, 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 boom.
Well, that would be the case if he were ever there. He's never home. He only comes when there's an alien or a robot invasion. Technology takes over. So,
but when he is home,
he's
bringing that fucker in.
He's bringing the lumber.
He's bringing the lumber. He's laying the pipe.
He's putting it right there.
Right. Yeah. So my question to you, honey, is if you're just getting the best sex ever every time you're with your guy, is there just once in a while where you just think, you know what, I wish he would just fuck me horribly like most guys do their wives, just so I could kind of get that, so I could appreciate the good stuff?
What, like you and I do, or?
Oh, God.
Just so we clarify, I teed that up for you. That was an underhanded lob for you. Okay, right. And thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No.
So,
no, you just want it every time. Why not? Why not have the best all the time?
Good point.
Good point.
Right.
So, maintaining
so just remember that. Give her the best every time. Just you're Hawkeye from this point on.
The best and my best are. Yeah. Don't agree so quickly.
Are you more
take a moment,
whether you need it or not?
So are you more Hulk in there? You're just
more like Flash. In and out, baby. Next.
I share the sentiment. I'm Quicksilver, and
there you go.
Fast and dead.
Yeah, which I thought that pissed me off when he died. I didn't like that.
Really? Yeah.
Did you two stop making
there's
out
still
under
one.
the table?
We still got one Quicksilver. We got the Fox, the X-Men Quicksilver. So we could spare. Yeah. I think that was the thing with that. I think that maybe that Fox Quicksilver, the X-Men one, was so good they just kind of wanted to. They saw that and probably wrote that in quickly. Like, we're gonna kill off the what's his name, the Kick-Ass guy, Quicksilver.
Kick-Ass guy?
Yeah. That's the same character, right? Same actor? Kick-Ass and Quicksilver?
It was?
I think so.
Can you verify that?
Where's
your fucking research now?
If there were only a way to pull that information just up out of the sky, I think it is. I think that's him. And the other Quicksilver, Fox, or Fox, I keep calling him X-Men Quicksilver. That is that's somebody else from the Kick-Ass movie.
Yeah, but it's Fox. Nobody cares.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, if there was one to go, I'd say that Quicksilver. If they had to kill somebody, that would be the one. I didn't have a problem with it. And not only that, but I think he's probably still alive. They're going to find a way to resurrect him through the Force or...
That's it.
Wrong franchise?
Wrong franchise.
The Infinity Stone. I think they're going to... Somebody's going to pull out an Infinity Stone and raise him from the dead.
Pull out of where? Go ahead. You can say it.
Just gonna...
That's my ass.
Yeah.
You knew you wanted to say it.
Yeah, I did. But...
Speaking of the other franchise, Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So... And if for the one person who hasn't seen the movie yet, yeah, I know Han Solo dies.
Han Solo dies, and Kylo Ren is his son. And,
but you know, we're gonna
Jar Jar is the Sith Lord.
We're gonna keep the Han Solo thing going here, and we're gonna just pretend that he's not dead because fuck that. In my Star Wars universe, Han Solo's not dead. He's still flying around. He's still doing the Kessel Run.
Right, in
still
12 to 14 parsecs.
So my question is, on the Kessel Run, when him and Chewie are out there making one of those smuggling runs, and
I
it gets a little...
I see where this is going.
Do you see where this is going? And, you know, it gets
Merry Christmas,
it gets
everybody.
a little boring. You know, it gets a little boring, gets a little lonely in space.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You think Han Solo ever goes over to the cupboard and pulls out the old Skippy and slathers up his junk and calls in Chewie? I'm just saying it works on my dogs. You know,
Does it?
I've heard that it works on dogs.
It would work on these dogs.
On dogs, not particularly my dogs.
Do they have peanut butter in a galaxy far, far away a long time ago?
And if it did work and Chewie was actually suckered into that, would that make Chewie sound different at all?
Instead of...
How did that even go? I don't even...
Well,
go ahead. Give that a shot.
Is there anything around here? I don't think
there is, but I don't think you're going there.
I don't think normally Chewie sounds like... Right?
Yeah, so now do
Whoa!
that.
Where did Chewie... So, I guess it'd be kind of...
All right, now... Yeah, I was going to say...
I don't know. Something like... I doubt that there's peanut butter. I know they speak English.
That's your hang-up with this fucking sketch, is that you doubt there's peanut butter.
I'm sure, yeah.
Okay.
There's probably a lot of frustration on the Kessel Run. Because there's just... despite they speak English... They call boyfriend girl. I noticed from Force Awakens, I think it was Ray who Finn asked Ray, "You have a boyfriend?" I'm thinking, do they call it boyfriend?
So you're all good with the fictional character of Han Solo and Chewie and the fake spaceship in a time that never existed, but you have a problem with peanut butter.
Yeah,
that's your flaw on the fucking plan.
I don't think there's. Well, let alone, and you said Skippy. I doubt.
So if it's Jif, you've been okay? Is that...
Well, I just don't know if they have those brands. You know, they might have something that resembles a nut mixture.
In my Star Wars universe, there's fucking Skippy.
Is there? Okay.
All right. You're damn Skippy, there's fucking Skippy.
Well,
so
then I'm sure that happens. I'm sure that...
I'm sure you've seen the Cialis commercials, have you not? And more to the point, the disclaimer at the end of the Cialis commercials. You know,
you
the
mean all the side effects or the...
Yeah, and the warnings and disclaimers and all that shit, you know, and the girls saying, yeah, you know, when the time is right and you want it to me, you know, blah, blah, blah. But then they get to
pill, and if it's not too late...
But then they get to the warnings, and one of the warnings that caught my attention was, if you have an erection for more than 4 hours, to call your doctor. And I hear that, and I'm thinking to myself... I'm a 55-year-old guy. If I have an erection for over 4 hours, my wife's in deep shit. Because I'm coming for her. And then when she's sick of me and throws me out, then she better hide, like, our dogs and my daughter's hamster, because I'm coming for them next.
You're not going to just pick up the phone and...
I'm not calling my doctor.
Doctor.
I'm fucking everything that moves is what I'm doing. The only person I might call when I'm done with all that is I might call my older friends and rub it in their face. Or maybe that was the wrong term. Maybe I don't want to rub it in their face.
Would you be okay with that?
That might be a tiny bit gay, but you know what I meant.
Am I one of your old friends?
Well, I don't know. Let's rub it in your face and see. How about that?
Ew.
Come on now. All right, well...
I'm not familiar with those commercials, no.
You've never seen any of those commercials. You don't take the little blue pill.
Nexium? Yeah, from time to time.
Nexium is purple.
I'm working my...
I know that scares me.
I'm working my way up. I'm on the purple, but yeah, I'm sure it's right.
You're working your way up to blue?
Yeah.
It's right around the corner.
So,
limp dick. So, I think we're going to close the show up with a little discussion about aliens.
all right.
And I don't mean the guys on the side of the road trying to sell me oranges and flowers. Not those aliens. I mean those aliens.
You're not gonna pull a Trump on us? No, I can't do Trump, so I'm not gonna.
Go ahead, honey. One time, honey. Go ahead. I know you want
Trump
to.
2016.
There she goes. Trump 2016.
Yeah, it's all time for a change, you know. So it's.
So our aliens in the past have usually come in 3 flavors. They come in the benign overlord, which is boring, so we're not going to go there.
Right. Yeah.
The evil conquerors.
There's nothing more boring than a benign overlord. Yeah.
I think there's actually a new show that's actually pretty good. What's it called? Childhood's End.
The real benign overlords of Long Beach.
Or Childhood's End, one of the two.
Oh yeah.
And so far that show's been pretty good. So we'll keep watching that. And then the evil conquerors has been done to death. So not really worried about that. But then there's the aliens that come here and they're just all about the ass.
Right.
The anal probers. Those guys.
Yeah.
Which you kind of, you haven't heard much in a while because I think we run out of farmers. But I want to talk about the anal. I want to talk about the aliens that are all about the ass for just a minute.
Of course.
I have a theory on this, which I know you're dying to hear. But I'm not going to actually say it until you tell me you're dying to hear it.
I am more than I'm.
Don't oversell it.
I'm dying to hear this
there you go.
Theory on you.
Okay, my theory on the ass aliens.
Right.
And I don't know why it's farmer ass, but it always seems to be. So they come all this way. They come all this way.
They come all this way.
So your Shatner's way better than
mine.
You're doing Shatner next time. I'm not doing it. They come all this way, looking for the farmer ass.
Right.
And so it's important to them. They've come a long way. So when they find the farmer ass, and it's a nice quality piece of farmer ass, they get excited. The anal probe the shit out of it, and they're all happy.
Right. Yeah.
They go out into the fields and they make the crop circles so their other alien buddies can find this choice piece of farmer ass, so they can hit that too. It lets them know where the good farmer ass is. Okay, that's my theory. And flipping that, I think when they come all this way and they find some farmer ass that just sucks out loud, they get upset, they get pissed off, they get blown out, whatever. They take their anal probes out into the fucking fields and they find the cattle and they just anal probe the fuck out of those guys and just mutilate the shit out of them. Just turn them inside out. They crank those fuckers up full and just...
So that's what it all
the sound
comes
of
down
cattle
to.
getting mutilated.
Wait, what?
Turning the cow inside out, it sounds like this. Just so you know.
So that's what it's all based on. It's when you see mutilated cow, bad farmer ass.
Bad farmer ass.
Crop circle,
tight
farmer ass. So these farmers that are out there, I found these crop circles, they're basically saying...
They're bragging.
My ass!
Yeah.
Everybody wants my ass.
They're proud. And they should be.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Because a good farmer ass is hard to find.
It is. Well, not anymore. Not if you have a helicopter or a drone or,
Let's wrap this fucking pig up, shall we?
Okay, all right. I'm game.
You're gay or you're game?
I'm game.
All right, well, I'm Jer White. That has been Chuck Ellis. And this has been The Idle Effect, episode number 1. We're glad you tuned in, and we hope to see you on the next one.
As well as the holiday special. So, until later this year.
Holiday whore.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy
Martin Luther King Day coming up.
Coming up, yeah, right around the corner.
And my birthday.
And Jerry's birthday on the 18th.
So feel free to send good
Money,
stuff.
cash.
Money's good. Ready for action pose?
I've never been more ready.
Okay, action pose on 5, 3, 1, now.
The Christmas